Alright, hello, my name is Julian Jones, and this is my video for my experiment that I will be testing. So, the question that is asked for my experiment is a surgical mask, cloth mask, or a cloth mask more effective at not allowing smoke through the material? So basically, I have two different types of cloth masks, because cloth can be all kinds of different materials, and we can see which one's better. I have this basic one, which is I don't really know what the exact material is, but I just know it's a cloth mask. And then this one is more of like a stretchy type of material, but it's still cloth. I have these two. And then I just have the regular disposable surgical mask that was recommended during COVID. So those are the three kind of, well, two, but also like three kind of masks I'll be using for the experiment. Um, I'll be using the scientific method in order to conduct this experiment. So step one of the scientific method is observe and ask questions. So the observation is just that I'm going to be using this candle to try and get the smoke to come out of it, and then we'll see if I'll see if the smoke comes through the top of it at all, and we'll determine to see which one is actually better, the cloth mask or the surgical mask. Um, Research shows that the surgical masks are usually better because considering that's what was recommended during COVID. Obviously, they allowed cloth masks and all kinds of different things, but the main one that we were told to use was just the basic surgical mask. Um, for my hypothesis for this experiment is that the surgical mask will probably perform better, mainly just because it was CDC approved and it's just like what doctors would use when they're going into surgeries, or just in general what doctors are going to use over a cloth mask. Because I mean, these things can be homemade, they can be third party made, and not exactly completely tested the way they're supposed to be in order to tell if they're actually going to stop anything or not. So my hypothesis is mainly just that this mask will perform better than the cloth mask, than both the cloth masks. Um, I guess now it is time to test my hypothesis. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off the candle. I'm going to light it with my lighter. If it works, there we go. So what I'm going to do is the control variable is that I will be putting the mask up to the candle as an equal amount of time each time. So I'll probably do about, I think, 10 seconds each for each one. After I blow out the candle, I'll hold it up 10 seconds. And then same thing for this one, and same thing for this one. And independent variable will be the amount of smoke that is pushed out. So it'll be since I'll be holding it for the same amount of time, it's going to be the same amount every single time. It's not going to change. So each mask will have relatively the same amount of smoke coming up from out of the candle. And the dependent variable will be the amount of smoke that actually goes through the mask. The materials are already shown that I'm going to be using. If this does not work, I also have a diffuser. I'm hoping the candle works first try because I haven't used my diffuser a little bit, but it is my backup plan to use my diffuser if the smoke doesn't work out very well. So yeah, I guess let's get to testing. Time to test my hypothesis. So um, we'll start out with the two cloth masks. Cloth masks first. We'll do the stretchy material the first time. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just blow out the candle, and then I'll probably put the lid on so the smoke can build up, and then I'll take it off real quick, and then I'll let the smoke come out. So here's the first like stretchy cloth mask. What you do is just close it real quick and let this candle die out. Ah. As you can see, there is a very tiny bit that comes through, but not very much. As you can see when I pull it away, there's much larger amount of smoke that actually comes through. So this one actually performed. I honestly thought this one was going to be the worst, but it honestly did better than I anticipated it to be. So now we're going to do the same exact thing with the other cloth mask. Just relight the candle quick, let it sit there for a second. That is honestly not what I expected. All right, so now we have this is kind of more of like a, oh, I want to say t-shirt like, but it's more of like a shirt material than it is like the stretchy material compared to the other one. So attempt number 2 for the other cloth mask. Here we go. It's kind of hard to see, but I feel like this one is probably letting less out than the other one. As you can see, if I lift it up, a lot more smoke comes out, and then when I close it, I mean, you can see a little bit coming through, but actually, wait a minute. Honestly, I feel like the other one might have performed better. As you can see, I feel like it's pretty even between the two cloth masks. And now, finally, we're going to be testing our surgical mask, the one that I'm predicting is going to do the best out of the 3 options. So let me relight my candle one last time real quick. All right. Gonna spread the mask out a little bit so I can get it over top. And 3, 2, 1. It doesn't look like there's anything coming out of this one, to be honest, until I lift it up. There it all comes back out. Wow. I would for sure say that the surgical mask performed the best out of all of them. So, in conclusion, my hypothesis was correct. The cloth mask did perform better than I anticipated, though. So, but all in all, the one that I thought was going to perform the best was the surgical mask, and that was correct. And so that means step 5 of the scientific method is to conclude my experiment, and that's what my conclusion is. And then the last step is to share my results. I'm not exactly sharing them to the world, but I will be sharing them to you, so hopefully that counts as my shared results section of the scientific method. And other than that, that's my experiment. And all in all, what I thought was going to happen was true, but the cloth mask did perform better than I anticipated. So I guess they do probably still work pretty good compared to the surgical mask. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and that was my experiment.